What was that? All right, we're live. Nobody's watching.
Why don't you, if you send out a link, I'll tweet it, retweet it.
Sure. All right, hey, everybody. If I sound low energy, it's because I am. I'm absolutely exhausted and not feeling well. But we're going to do this anyway. Watch link in the side.
Okay.
You wanted to talk about something first, didn't you? Lib?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Um, I can talk about the alt-right a little bit, what's going on with them, stuff like that.
Sure, because, yeah, you've been in a
Um,
perpetual argument with one of them for a while.
oh no, that was the crazy leftist, which was really crazy. Like that was the crazy leftist who essentially would create a like left-wing capitalist government, which is like completely fascinating to me, but I'd never encountered this person before because most of the authoritarian people on the left would be like communists, basically. Um,
Right.
yeah, that one was like like the most interesting and terrifying conversation, as I put it. Um, basically, this person wanted to. Is that the one you want to talk about, or do you want to do the alt right?
Oh, you know what? Dealer's choice. You go for it, whichever one you want to talk about.
Okay, well, I guess I'm started on this person. And so basically, she wanted to form a coalition where she essentially would cut out, like, completely shut out the Republicans or the Trump voters, I should say. And
Mm-hmm.
I would assume this would be normal conservatives. And it was kind of crazy because at some point she was like, "Oh yeah, I learned these tactics from third world people, or whatever." And my obvious answer was, like, have you seen the third world?
Right. Why the fuck do you think the countries are doing so poorly?
Exactly. Like, they'll have civil wars, there'll be all kinds of conflict and stuff like that. And she was like, "Oh, it'll be a gamble, but I've resigned myself if I die or whatever," in sort of like a nihilist way. I was just like, Jesus fucking Christ.
That's great if you want to die. Please don't take the rest of us with you.
Right?
Like, no,
Um,
but really, that's not even a gamble. That's a terrible gamble because that type of system has literally never worked.
yeah, it's not sustainable. It's just
No.
because you can only suppress people so long. And even if you have a coalition, it's going to ebb away once you start cracking skulls. Um, I mean, the most interesting thing though is she was like neoliberal. She was like very like free market, and
Yeah.
she had this capitalistic, yeah. Um, and it's just I don't even. It's just it was insane. It was insane. I don't know. You kind of read the conversation. What were your, I guess, thoughts on that?
No, the thing that's I did see that bit when when she said that she learned these tactics from the third world, and that was the thing that stood out to me the most. Like, how divorced from reality do you have to be to look at a country like Somalia and be like, no, yeah, that sounds like a good system.
I
Somalia, a
mean,
country where as soon as the country was created, immediate civil war.
the other thing also was she was like, "Oh yeah, there's danger to me." Like she was saying she was getting death threats, which I don't doubt. But she was like, "Oh yeah, there's equal or not." She didn't say equal, but she was like, "Oh yeah, there's danger doing now, and then there's danger starting a dictatorship and doing that." I was just like, these things are not equal. They're just not.
I'm just amazed at the mental disconnect that this person has with any kind of like coherent understanding of how countries work or how people work. Just how
I
people
mean,
work, forget countries.
if you're learning third world tactics, they kind of work for a little while, but like you got to take the long view in these kinds of things, definitely. She also had like a very it was an developmentalism, which she is not the Wikipedia definition. She said she redefined it. So developmentalism, the wiki part that I looked up is an economic theory that states which the best way for the third world nations to develop is through fostering strong, varied internal market, imposing high tariffs on imported goods, which directly contradicts free trade. And
Yes.
I guess the way she was doing it is like basically like fostering an internal market with like it sounded essentially like colonialism in a way almost, where like the first world sort of trades with the third world and the third world develops some kind of market or something like that. I think. I don't know exactly.
It's almost like what this person wanted was some kind of they basically looked at all these different systems, these economic systems, found the stuff that they thought worked, and Frankenstein them into something else that vaguely resembles some kind of neoliberalism.
Kind of in a very I put the link in the description, by the way, or in the chat. It just and the thing was, she was also just like I was like trying to get at her like you're disconnected from people or whatever, and she just kind of brushed it off like it was this very self-righteous sort of I'm right, everyone else is wrong, I'm not going to listen to anybody else kind of thing.
She has a martyr complex.
Well, I mean, she is a liberal, so
yeah, she's definitely sounds like she was on the left, which horrifies me even more considering I'm also on the left.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, trust me, no one is more scared of this shit than we are. So yeah, we're on the left. We are, and then Antifa's like, we are too. We're like, oh god, oh god, no, no. Please go away.
I don't even know where all these people came from. Like,
what is this?
Dear God.
Is this person even in college, or is she just like a teenager? Because that would explain some things. Sorry, Benny.
I'm not sure that's a picture of her. I'm not 100% sure because I think
I don't.
Well, actually, I think I found something. She's like 30-ish. I want to say. So.
MLM third worldism.
I have no idea what that is.
Pro-gun, free trade, Pan-Asian, North. It is. She's like some weird amalgam of left and right.
She doesn't. The thing is, she doesn't actually live in the United States. And
she's from.
Shit. I looked up MLM third worldism.
Yeah.
It's Maoism third worldism.
That explains everything.
Holy shit.
She's a Maoist. So basically what China's doing, which I don't know if you noticed, also isn't freaking sustainable.
No, I mean,
it's gonna fall apart eventually.
I'm pretty sure the growing middle class is going to just overtake the party elites at some point. They have to.
Mm-hmm. Also high shit.
Yeah.
Hey, Thorn, what's going on? I'm giving you shit, fucker, because you gave me shit because I told you I had a Sublime tattoo. But it's off an album cover, and it's a Katana and a fucking lowrider pointing a gun, basically. Okay. So, yeah.
We were joking with you, Seth. Jesus.
Oh, I know. But I just had to give you a little bit of shit because I love you, and you're awesome.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, we were talking about, apparently we've now figured out that this person is apparently a Maoist, but yeah, some crazy person that lived, I mean, it's been like over a week now you've been talking to her.
Well, it was a conversation she stopped replying after a while. I may strike up some more conversation with her because, quite frankly, like, it's fascinating.
So basically, like, we don't care, Lebowski's. We don't care about nothings. But nihilists
she was actively going for an authoritarian state, basically.
Oh.
And considering this Maoist thing, I want to say she's probably from China. So she's like a free market, like an authoritarian free market person.
Oh, it says her last name, I mean, if that is her last name, is Murasami, which makes me think Japan.
Mm-hmm. Right. The Maoist part, though, completely throws me.
Pan-Asia, that shit. Bringing Asia under one umbrella, I guess. I know that there are people that are like that.
I mean, the interesting thing, I think her Twitter handle is from a Japanese like anime or something.
I think so.
But the Maoist part, I think, makes me want to think like, Chinese. And
are most Polynesian like that's like basically island people, New Zealand all the way to Hawaii types.
Yeah, it says Britain, Suriname, and Myanmar. I don't know. Is on her page. So maybe she's from Myanmar.
To be honest, it's really confusing, the information. But Pan-Asian, I don't know how much you guys know World War II, but like Japan essentially tried to do that. It was like they had the co-prosperity sphere or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they tried to do not exactly this, but they try to take control of a lot of places and stuff like that.
Okay.
But
I'm vaguely aware of that.
What year are we talking?
Huh?
I said, what year are we talking?
I mean, this is World War II.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where's my notes? But what about
on your notepad, wherever you put them, Thord. Come on, lady.
Yeah, which notepad?
I don't know. You're a woman. I figure you have a notepad because Lady Sith has a notepad everywhere she goes. So yes, I assumed.
Are you very close to your mic, or?
No, is it loud?
Yeah.
All right, here. Let me. Is that better?
It's a little better, yeah.
No, I'm on my phone. Sorry, and it gets a little loud.
Everybody's on their freaking phone. Okay.
Well, I need a tower for my PC before I can start any. I need to make a video, and I don't know what to make it about, but I need to make a video. I just need a tower. My old tower died because my sister's ex-boyfriend gave me his stupid computer, and it was after my old one died. And that thing was a piece of shit. It was so diseased, like, he had way too much porn on it.
Oh, God.
Did you wipe it down?
Yeah, I wiped it down and it eventually died. Like, you couldn't use the drive, the CD drive, whatever. It was a piece of crap. So I got to get a new tower.
All right.
Got all the other components. I just need a nice PC, and it's kind of expensive. And well, you know how money is these days.
Hard to come by.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know those feels. I wanted to wait until Otha was there. I think he's still roaming around in Failures stream.
Okay.
But
I mean, I can, if you want, I can talk about the All Right a little. We can talk about something else.
You absolutely may.
Okay.
So before you start, I have a question. What do you guys think about the UN thing where the UN is urging America to put a stop on the First Amendment?
Oh,
what?
They can go, like,
Shove
it. Shove it. Shove it is a good one, yes.
Exactly, Thorn.
Literally, they said get rid of the First Amendment. I gotta look this up now. Holy hell.
Yeah, please look it up, because that's basically the gist I got from it. I forgot who made the video. I think it was Wild Smile.
What? I'm going to go watch that, but if I'm going to turn my camera long enough to send a message to the UN.
See, that's the insane thing is like, I don't know what it is. Like this sort of like I don't want to sound like Alex Jones, but like this globalist sort of like with the EU, like that they're very like because
Okay.
they're literally like arresting people for Facebook posts.
I have a theory on that, and continue what you're saying, but I do have a theory that it's just continue, please.
I mean, it's just like what was it? There was the other crazy thing was Canada had the Human Rights Council thing or whatever, and for a good while they eventually took it out, but they had a thing that literally said like truth is not a defense. Like,
yeah, that's ridiculous.
What?
Sorry, what?
Truth is not a defense. Truth is not a defense. like it was in there. Like, I didn't look up the thing, but they had 100% conviction rate.
I have a headache.
Poor Thorn. She's like, what the fuck?
I don't know what's like. These governments are very clearly after power, like in a very sneaky way. You know, like the Human Rights Council. It sounds so, nice and stuff. Truth is not a defense.
Oh yeah, it's like the Patriot Act.
Yeah.
Why would you be against it? You're not a patriot if you're against. I'm always immediately suspicious when there's something like that going on.
I mean, now of course companies are doing, we're doing net neutrality. Cough.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like they're gonna win though. Like, how do you stop companies at this point?
Yeah, they've gotten so big. There's some folks on the right that are thinking, that are saying that it's time to take the Silicon Valley companies and do some monopoly busting.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So my theory, you guys, like this is one that puts the Illuminati and all that bullshit to bed. Okay. Like you hear Alex Jones. Is my mic too loud?
No, you're fine.
No.
Okay. So my theory is this: there is no Illuminati. There is no fucking government back there outside of the shadow government, which I can tell you for a fact, and I know this because we all know this because we see it. The three people definitely involved in said shadow government is Hillary, Barack, and motherfucking Soros. And these guys are behind the scenes trying to just push the narrative of all of us to shift to the left. If you get what I'm saying?
I mean...
So, I don't think there's a such thing as Illuminati and all that fucking crazy conspiracy bullshit. But I do think there is a shadow government that does include a lot of the people from the left, including Soros, who is one of the top ones on it, that are pushing this narrative to make the fucking to where there's Antifa and BLM and the alt-right assholes and all these dumbasses are fighting amongst each other.
Now let me tell you why that bullshit.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm open to opinions.
I feel ill, so anybody else that wants to talk is more than welcome to.
I'm sorry.
No, I was just making a joke, but let me ask you this. Why is music so shitty? Illuminati firm.
No, but I really do think that the whole thing with Soros, I think Hillary is definitely involved in some shady shit. But at this point, I don't think that there's any politician on either side of the aisle that isn't involved in some shady shit.
Everyone complains about Trump.
Yes, no. Yeah, I completely agree with you, Thorne. Like, no politician is fucking clean. Are you serious?
Not even Bernie.
Yeah, just fuck that. Politicians
everyone calls Trump a racist, but everyone keeps on forgetting the time that Hillary Clinton said that black people were super predators.
Yeah. Okay, real quick. Here's the Canadian thing. It says it was section 13.1. Intent is not a requirement, and truth and reasonable belief in truth is no defense. That was the that was part of the statement. So that was just yeah. Eventually, they took it out. I think in 2000.
So they literally want to just believe their comfortable little lies.
Yeah. Regarding the Soros thing, I like Soros is involved in things like I don't doubt that, but I'm not sure. I feel like his relevance is overblown in some cases because people will blame him for everything.
Yeah,
that is true. But you know what he did in Haiti and what he did, even what he's doing in Venezuela and a few other things. The dude was literally a fucking Nazi.
but it's like the
the
Koch brothers. They're not as involved as you think. Yes, they have a lot to do with shit, but not as much as you would think.
You're absolutely right, Thorne.
Yeah, I don't think that Soros has the power that you.
I didn't know that about the Koch brothers until the other day when I was watching one of your streams. I think you were in the stream. You guys were talking about the Koch brothers, and I was like, "What?" I looked it up, but I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, they took over with the whole the Tea Party and everything was a grassroots organization to begin with, and then they kind of took over and started pulling strings behind the scenes with them.
They co-opted it.
Yeah.
Dave Rubin is actually, I believe, is funded by the Koch brothers through like it was a libertarian thing or whatever that he's partnered up with. So just be aware of that whenever you see Dave Rubin.
I don't have them bookmarked anymore, but on my old computer I actually had a bunch of bookmarks of just like the different trees and the different businesses that they're involved with, because they do all this just like Soros does through shell companies.
I mean, the thing is,
charities.
And I also have to say, the one reason that I do actually like Donald Trump is the fact that he's not after the money. Like, eventually, after he's president, whether he does the 8 years or the 4 years, he's still going to make money later on. I think the dude he's a smart businessman. I don't like the guy per se. You know what I mean? I think he's a fucking asshole.
He's a pitch man.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing is, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I exactly agree that he's not after money, because he has gone, like, for instance, the Secret Service is currently has to rent out space
from him. He's making money off of the Secret Service.
He's making money off the Secret Service.
Exactly. His end game is eventually to make money out of his fucking businesses and shit like that. In other words, like, versus like Hillary was just, I don't even know what the fuck Hillary wanted. Like that shit was crazy. Yeah,
Hillary got money from Saudi Arabia.
Bush got money from Saudi Arabia.
She wanted to be president. That's basically.
No, but like after 9/11, the Bin Laden family was like rushed out of the country. And
I'm pretty sure that like we were already dealing in foreign oil like way before even Bush Senior. I think it was Johnson, was it, when we first started going into the Middle East?
Well, there was Nixon did. Well, I mean, the whole theory. I didn't see any merit really in it, but the petrodollar theory thing happened under Nixon.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Thank you.
I don't exactly believe. Like, if I recall correctly, I read an article that essentially debunked the petrodollar thing because the amount of oil traded or something like that is small in comparison, I think, but I haven't looked really hard into the petrodollar thing.
So the other thing I haven't looked into is the Bitcoin. Can somebody explain to me what the Bitcoin is and how it actually works?
I can't, because I don't know.
I can kind of explain a little bit. Basically, obviously, it's a totally electronic currency, which is trending at $2,000, I want to say, at least per coin. The thing, I don't know exactly how it works, but there's mining. So there's some process that your computer does with idle something, and it can create Bitcoins. But I think it was the amount of effort put into it, at least in the beginning, was more than the Bitcoin was worth. And so you can trade Bitcoins and each Bitcoin has like a unique ID or something like that. Like it can't be replicated.
Okay.
I'm not 100%, certain on all of this, but from what I've heard, that's what it is. And you can, I'm not sure if it's 100% untraceable, but it's hard to trace Bitcoin transactions, which is why a lot of off the grid kind of people use them.
Okay.
It's used a lot on like the deep web, the dark web, and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, see, I'm still like, what? I mean, that was a great explanation, just I'm still confused on the fucking things.
How much is a single Bitcoin, by the way? Isn't it like almost like 20 grand for a single one?
I thought it was over 2,000. I don't know at 20.
I think it could be that. I'm not sure. But I knew it was around like the thousands area.
That's still a lot.
It used to be like, I remember 300 or 600 or something like that, and then now they're obviously very high. Oh, they're $4,700.
Oh, wow.
The interesting thing is there's actually been a split in sort of philosophy regarding, because there's like people who like manage the Bitcoin or something like that somehow. And there's been like a split, like maybe in 2 or 3 different factions of how to go about it. Because if I recall correctly, Bitcoin has a certain limit to the number of Bitcoins that can be created, which is not good generally for a sort of currency, because you do need, like, with more, as the population increases, you need more Bitcoin so people can actually use the damn things.
Yeah, that's still odd, right?
So that's pretty much scraping the knowledge I have of Bitcoin.
It's more than I know. It's not really my thing. Yeah, I'm like arts and oh god, I barely like politics. I like art and history and shit like that.
I'm just in different categories.
Yeah, because I was poking around the internet and I saved this article about a building in Chicago, and we've gone way the hell away from that. What I do for this stream usually is just save random shit that doesn't really fit anywhere else into what I'm doing.
Do you have any good news stories or anything that happened recently?
Well, just since I don't think Alpha's coming, I'm just gonna read this one, and hopefully not show everybody my Twitter. It's a Chicago story because it's one of my. When you're on a stream with me, it's gonna happen.
Oh, real quick with the mining, I'm sort of reading on Wikipedia. With the mining, basically, what Bitcoin mining is you're allowing your process. I think you're essentially allowing your computer to process transactions, and for that service, after a certain number or whatever, you get Bitcoins in return.
Oh, so it's
that's how.
So it's a strictly online thing.
Yeah, no. Bitcoin is essentially almost completely online. I believe there is like one Bitcoin in, I want to say, New Hampshire. There's like a Bitcoin ATM or something. But there might be some other couple of stuff like there here and there, but it's not widespread by any means.
Yeah. It's almost exclusively online currency.
So okay. What is this you got here, Thorn?
So this building on the right is called the Carbon and Carbide building. Yes, the Carbon and Carbide building that formerly housed another hotel, and they're naming it after Jane Addams, who was she was real famous in Chicago's early days for being a person that basically helped the poor and everything, right? And they're renaming this hotel in her honor. And there's a bunch of SJWs here that are real fucking pissed, including this Anjuli Rao that writes for the Chicago Magazine. You're about to ask why, right?
Yeah, I just did.
Alrighty, so let me read it. The city is looking at a new boutique. The city is looking at new boutique hotels. Oh, that's bad editing again. Great. New boutique hotels, what feels like every month. This summer, we've seen openings for the Midtown Athletic Club, Ace Hotel, and very soon the Viceroy, as if on cue. This week, the owners of the Carbide and Carbon building on Michigan Avenue announced that the existing Hard Rock Hotel would make way for a new concept that would include upgraded rooms, a new cafe restaurant, microbrewery, and more. Now, you think they'd be happy that like a chain would become owned by like a smaller company, but nah, nobody can ever be fucking happy on the left right now. No one's ever goddamn happy. I'm thrilled that my favorite building is going to have a microbrewery in it, but no, I'm not allowed to enjoy this. But something stuck out. I couldn't get past the name, the St. Jane Chicago Hotel. As a proud art history major, I ran through my encyclopedic mind palace of useless Catholic information. Wait, art history major and Catholic information? Wouldn't that be like religion studies major or whatever the fuck?
Maybe they're raised religious.
No, yeah. How does art history major and Catholic information go together?
It just sounds like a useless piece of paper.
Yep.
It really does.
No, yep. Unless you're going to work in academia, it pretty much is. And could only remember one St. Jane who opened a convent for nuns rejected from other convents because they were too old or sick. Please let this be a hotel for elderly women rejected from other hotels, I thought to myself. Now, how would that even work for elderly women rejected from other hotels?
Why
would you even have that thought? That's a dumb thought.
I mean, so in order to name anything, basically, is what this person is saying is, in order to name anything, it has to match up 100% with the name and everything that these people did, essentially.
Yeah.
I don't know how, like, Rosa Parks Highway or something matches up exactly, but...
Right.
Okay.
Why was the highway?
Yeah, well, needless to say, it's not. It's also not named after a saint. On closer inspection, it's not actually named after St. Jane, who has no connection to Chicago at all, but rather Jane Addams herself, the early 20th century activist and author dubbed the mother of social work. And I think the latter explanation is more insulting, because we have to be like, maximum butt hurt. All the butt hurt. A brief primer. Addams is a towering figure in Chicago history who famously established the Hull House, a settlement house which served as a women's residence and research center that studied important issues like housing, disease, childbirth, and more. It also provided more after-school programs, night school for adults, a public kitchen, and arts classes for kids. Someday it served as a model for today's adult continuing education, and her work greatly influenced things like the 8-hour workday for women, the importance of sanitary living conditions, and employment assistance. And she co-founded the American Civil Liberties Union, back when the American Civil Liberties Union was actually doing good things. But no, she was actually a really great person, and really, really famous in Chicago.
So, what's the problem?
It's because... Yep. Wait, hold on. What's the race of this woman?
This person? I have no idea.
No.
I mean, looking at...
Jane Addams? No, she's white.
There we go.
Oh, there it is. Because she's white, we're going to...
No. The mother of social work is not synonymous with a giant building clad in polished granite and gold leafing that was actually designed with a champagne bottle in mind. The Addams name isn't about a boutique lifestyle or chic design. And as someone who spoke out against the role of alcohol in the prostitution market, I doubt she'd be impressed by those 24th floor cocktails available only to those who pay a premium to stay in the fanciest rooms either. Jane Addams is not your brand, bro.
So basically, this is cultural appropriation, is what she's saying in so many more words.
It's not even like cultural appropriation. This is how I see this person who's been dead for over a century, and the way that
people everywhere. Crazy.
It's just such like
It's the
general
mind
word.
virus.
I don't know.
The mind virus is contagious.
It is contagious.
This almost hurts my head as much as no. I take that back. The one article that really hurt my head was with the Black Lives Matter activists. That was
Oh,
like,
the 10 demands?
yeah.
No, the 10 demands that can be boiled down to: if you're white, you need to give us your shit because
us
you're
all your
evil,
shit.
And get white people or racist people fired.
which is basically all white people.
Yeah, based on her definition.
Yeah. Also, the liberal hammer, Rosa Parks Highway. Black cars refuse to move to the back of the traffic jam.
Oh, liberal hammer. I love you.
I do too. Oh God. Oh dear. Okay.
I could seriously make like a racist joke right now, but I don't want to demonetize the stream already.
Please don't. I mean, I'm not monetized, but I don't want to get like a strike or some bullshit.
Nah, you'll be fine.
AJ Latrace, Curb Chicago editor, writes, the move is likely to compete with newer downtown hotel offerings located in restored buildings that some sort of tie-in with Chicago history and a more authentic Chicago experience. Editors, have you heard of them?
No.
Some of these are painful to read, and I don't notice how bad they are until I start trying to read them out loud.
No, seriously, I have shit for grammar. My grammar is fucking absolute bullshit. And I have ladies that constantly like, hey, hun, does this look okay? And she's like, no, dummy, you need to put this here. Punctuation here.
Well, someone didn't finish preschool.
Right?
I'm excited.
I know it's an editorial, but still, editor. Even Grammarly is trying to correct my shit. This shit. Look at this. I have an add-on called Grammarly that basically helps me correct my grammar because I have terrible spelling and grammar, and that makes it a little bit better.
Do I have to be the grammar Nazi? I mean, hell, we have every kind of Nazi. Why not just have a fucking grammar Nazi right now?
I am the grammar Nazi.
Hey, well, grammar Nazi was popular way before fucking alt-right were Nazis. Think about it. You guys remember the internet back in the day. You guys remember like games such as Muds? Do you guys remember Muds?
Nope.
No.
Hey, I'm old. I'm 37, so.
I'm going to continue.
I'm 3 years from 40. Shit!
Jeez. If that doesn't make you feel old.
I'm going to continue, though. What would make the St. Jane Hotel an authentic way to experience Chicago, specifically a Chicago that Jane Addams fought to make equitable and healthy? If it were those open to transition in need between jobs or without jobs, or who desperately need a basic shelter, if it provided free art and gymnastics and music classes for kids and adults, if it fed each homeless person sitting outside their doors on Michigan Avenue a decent meal, and if it paid every single one of its workers a living wage with sick leave and family leave, all wrapped in a big bow of healthcare. You know what it also would be? Completely and totally without any kind of profit.
That's just that's just a big fucking crock of shit.
Oh my god! Let's just turn the whole carbon and carbide building into a fucking homeless shelter. Would that make you happy?
If you want,
no, but
if you want real Chicago authenticity, might as well just put it in a fucking shooting range. Why don't we do that? You want real fucking Chicago authenticity? Why don't you start getting
Benny,
fights?
Shut up, you fucking retard. My husband just said, why would you do that to such a beautiful building? And it's true. It is a beautiful building.
Well, because...
Wait, Thorne, you're married?
Yeah.
Well, tell your husband we said hello.
Everybody in the stream says hi, babe. He's playing Star Trek. He's like, hi. His mouth is full of mac and cheese, and he's just like, hi. Wait, whoops. Oh, Golden Grams. I've been corrected.
Golden Grams. What are we talking about?
You've been corrected by a man. That's patriarchy.
Patriarchy.
But you know what? You know what? You know why this is bullshit? Because that building is about as authentic Chicago as you can come. The reason that it looks like a champagne bottle is because it was built during Prohibition, and it was a giant fuck you to people that were saying that you can't drink alcohol. And it's like, not only are we gonna build a building that looks like an alcohol bottle, we're gonna put a speakeasy in the top,
So
and Al
you grew,
Capone's gonna drink there because fuck you and don't tell us what to do.
so you grew up in Chicago, huh?
I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, but yeah, I grew up in this area.
No, suburbs. Yeah, I know it's a little nicer in the suburbs, but shit still happens in the suburbs.
It's actually like significantly nicer, and what people don't realize is the like all the violence and everything. Chicago's crime rate is literally pulled sharply upward by like three neighborhoods out of 32 different neighborhoods.
Yeah.
It's just like there's a few areas of the city that are just atrociously bad, and the rest is actually pretty nice.
Well, the small town I grew up in, Taos, New Mexico. The small town I grew up in, there was, dude, shit was not okay. There was like a lot of people died due to getting shot in the face.
Yeah.
Not joking. Like there, it's Hispanic and a few white kids, and we like at first they like I got picked on a lot, right? They were like, "Oh, you're a white kid, so we're gonna pick on you." And it turns out later on, they're like, "Oh, you're a light-skinned Hispanic." I'm like, "Thank you, assholes." But basically, I grew up with Hispanic, rich white kids, and real Native Americans. I basically grew up on a reservation. My friends, I have more Native American friends than I have white or Hispanic friends. Or black.
I also saw this title of this article earlier today. The title read, "Just because you have a mixed color baby doesn't mean you still can't be racist."
What? Never mind.
I mean,
You know what racist people don't do? Procreate with people that aren't their race. Why does this have to be explained?
We just can't satisfy them, can we?
I said no, like, because I really hate BLM. And everybody's like, "Oh, you're racist because you hate BLM." My husband's black.
You're like, fuck you, I don't give a shit. No, it's really... No, and I'm getting really tired of the fucking... They're like, "Oh, you're colorblind? That means you're a racist." Are you fucking joking? I'm a light-skinned fucking Hispanic. I sound like a white kid. I look like a white kid, but that's not who I am. And I don't use the Hispanic thing as like a shield, you know what I mean? My family came from fucking Spain. Sorry.
See, that's where to get you. That's where to get you. If you look white, then you are white to look.
I actually have a friend who's she's Brazilian, and she gets really pissed off when people call her Hispanic because she's darker than me, and there's like, "Oh well, I mean you're Hispanic," and she's like, "I'm not Hispanic. I'm from Brazil. It's not a Hispanic country. Learn the difference."
And it is, but that's okay for her to not like the fucking.
It's not because Brazil was colonized by Portugal.
Oh, okay.
So they're not a Hispanic country.
Fine, you win.
Yeah, they're not a Spanish-speaking country.
Okay.
She's a Latina, but she is not Hispanic.
That actually makes sense. And the same thing, like when someone's like, Razor Fist. Did you guys watch Razor Fist video about the wall?
yes, I did. That was actually an enlightening one.
Thorn, I tell you, hon, go check out that particular video. Razor Fist Rageaholic. He talks about the wall, and he talks about both sides of it. And if you grew up in a state like I live in New Mexico, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And us Hispanics, we usually don't get along with the Mexicans. We have a derogatory name for them. We call them mojaos. For black people, it's mayate. Hispanic people are racist as fuck.
No, only white people are. Only white people can be racist.
No, minorities can't be racist.
People are more racist than white people like that I've ever met in my life. They're like, hey, then my Eptis can run, Holmes, and you're like, dude, seriously?
I really liked that video because it kind of gave a new perspective on sort of immigration and how essentially how the U.S. is a pressure release valve.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's why we do need a wall, because they do need a revolution. They do need to deal with their political fucking terrible standards that are
Corrupt.
going on.
Yep,
Sorry.
they have to deal with their shit. No, stop it, dog.
I mean, and this goes against the whole, the whole progressive, we need to take on the entire world, take the entire world in and feed them or something or whatever.
Yeah, sure. There's plenty of places in America where we have a lot of land and shit that people can prosper. But you know what? You have to come through the legal channels. I don't mean to be an asshole, but guess what, man? If you're here illegally, I don't give a shit if you were here since you were born, right? Okay, say you're born here.
Well, then you're a citizen in that case. But.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. But if your family's illegal and okay, hold on. I'm just putting a scenario out. And say you're illegal and like that's how the laws are going. Wouldn't the first thing that you would do would it be to gain your citizenship?
One would think.
That's the only thing I really see is like I know a lot of illegals, and guess what? Trump wasn't wrong. It's the bad hombres and like people that are literally trying to get away from a fucked up country. I get
gangs.
that.
Yeah, no, it is. It's
all fucking illegal.
Especially when it's like they have people coming across that's just like women, women with no men and kids coming across. They're fleeing some shit.
I mean,
yeah.
Well, the other thing is the horrifying thing is that I think it's like 1 in 3 women crossing into the United States gets raped, and and like literally like people who are crossing get like a vaccination or something. Because there's
even a sex trade going on with the coyotes.
They get raped by other illegals and
the coyotes.
Coyotes, yeah. But no, not the animal. There's an actual because people when they hear coyotes, they think, oh, they're just getting raped by animals. No, coyotes is the
traffickers.
Yeah, they're It's a word for traffickers. Coyote. Or if you're from the north, just coyote.
But also, there's coyotes that live here in Albuquerque. I live 4 blocks away from the house that they filmed Breaking Bad in.
Jesus.
Ooh, I like Breaking Bad.
Well, there's an ICE number.
Well, we don't have the meth problem that they try to pretend we do. In that show, we have way more of a heroin problem here.
Everywhere has a heroin problem right now.
Because
that's actually very true.
Heroin problem.
Well, come on, Thon. You can't tell me you don't know. You can't tell me that you don't know a few kids out there that they will literally use a foil and smoke fucking pills.
Why would I know those people?
Jeez.
Well, I'm not saying you know them. I'm just saying that they're out there, and you know that they're there.
A party that I went to when I was a teenager out in the fucking suburbs, because my suburb was middle class, but we had like one lower class suburb and a bunch of higher class suburbs around where I lived. And I went to this party one time, and I never wanted to go to a party again for a while after that, because everybody was supposed to bring pills, and they put them all in a big bowl. And this was all rich kids, and they all just took a handful and took them. I'm shocked no one died.
No, I don't believe. What the fuck? No, that's bad.
That's horrifying. You can die from a drug interaction. They're like, oh hey, put your Ritalin in the bowl. I'm just like, fairly sure half of this is painkillers, and that would be a terrible idea.
All right, so when I was 17,
went to a party a few years back. Oh, sorry.
When I was 17, I decided to be a dumbass, and I took 350 hits of LSD.
At once?
I'm not lying. whatsoever.
You crossed dumbass about like 250 hits of LSD ago.
Yeah, all it really takes is about less than 10 hits and you get the same level.
Yeah, you were at the point of holy shit, I can taste colors.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
I can taste math equations.
And I'm not lying to you guys. I fucking lost my mind for about a year.
I am quantum physics.
So, like, I felt like I was fucking the dude from not Lost, or fucking Wilson. No, I lost my shit.
Tom Hanks.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Castaway.
Wait.
Okay.
Straight Sith male.
Yes.
You're the guy with the sublime tattoo.
Yeah, I do have a sublime tattoo.
He was mad in my chat, so I let him come in.
I was giving Thor shit, and she was giving me shit. No,
you went on early.
Comes from fucking one of the album covers. The tattoo I have, it's Chicano sitting there with the gun pointing at people. Whatever. But I don't give a fuck. I like the band. Fuck you. I was young. What can I say? I do not regret. I regret that. Okay.
Bad people that own it.
Sorry. Shut up. Continue, guys.
I remember a few
You were
years,
the one that was talking. But go ahead, Benny.
I'm an asshole. I enjoy being an asshole.
Well, hi, Benny Hanna. It's been a while since I've been on. First ever live stream I was on was with Benny Hanna.
Benny, speak.
A few years back, I went to a party. It was on Halloween, and I, like the jackass I am, I had a few drinks. And what happened was one of the guys just randomly comes up to me with a fucking big bag of like this brown powder. He goes, "Hey, you want to take a hit of this?" It was
someone had you snort heroin. Yeah,
they tried to make me snort it, but I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I don't swing that way. I smoke pot. That's legit.
Heroin is not a sexual orientation.
I'm sure somebody's trying to make it so, though.
Neither is 350 hits of LSD.
I did a whole sheet the first time I did acid. So
that's just.
It's stupid, and you shouldn't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it.
I'm fine.
There's some people I know that want me to try mushrooms, and I'm like,
mushrooms. I've heard are great. I've only done
shrooms are fun. Shrooms are fun, but you have to be in the right setting. You have to be around friends, and you have to be able to get out of the house.
Yeah, don't go to the carnival.
No.
Don't ride a Ferris wheel when you're on shrooms.
Don't go to the club.
Don't go to the club.
Go somewhere. Well, yeah, that's what I heard with shrooms. It's like just go somewhere quiet with people that you trust.
Yeah.
And if you have any phobias, they will be amplified.
Oh, I've never heard that, but yeah.
What's that one? There's a comedian that does a bit about his buddy doing shrooms, and he was scared of heights.
Yeah, that's Bill Hicks. He talks about going to the circus and the carnival and being on shrooms. It's like, you don't do hallucinogens and go to the fucking circus. You don't do it.
No, but his buddy's like, he's like, no. We're going to do this smart. I know I'm scared of heights, so I'm going to your house because you got a 1-story house. Everything's flat. Nothing's high. There's no stairs. There's no nothing. I'll be fine.
I think it's Joe Rogan who talked about that.
He takes the shrooms. It could be
Joe Rogan.
No, he takes the shrooms, and the guy's like hanging out into the cabinet in the kitchen because there's a drop between the carpet and the tile.
He had a drop. He had a what's that called? The living room where it's lower. No. I can't remember what it's called.
It's like the shag carpet and tile, that little inch drop, and he was hanging out.
I gave Ziggy Marley shrooms once. That was
Bob Marley's less talented kid.
Bob Marley's son Ziggy. I gave him shrooms. It was 1992. I was 12, and we went and saw. It was a One World festival.
You went and saw Whale. Bob Marley and the Whales. Bob Marley and the Whales.
No. Ziggy Marley.
Oh, Ziggy Marley Noodles. Yes. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, 1992, I went and saw Ziggy Marley, and I had a bag full of mushrooms.
But you said you've never done them.
And Ziggy ate 2 caps.
But you said you've never
That
done
was
them.
funny. I was 12. I was a baby.
They always tell me to do mush. Some people who I've known before tell me to do mushrooms, but they also said put it on pizza. It makes it easier.
No, fuck that. Make a tea.
Some
Seriously.
people puke from them. All kinds of weird shit happens.
No, that's peyote. You're confusing peyote and mushrooms.
Oh.
Peyote, you puke your fucking guts out. Peyote is...
I want to get my hands on about 500 milligrams of mezcal. That's the thing I want to get right now.
Mescaline.
Yes.
No, mezcal. Mezcal is a tequila.
It is.
No, mezcal is a brand of tequila, but mezcal is derived from the word mescaline, which is a reference to the cactus that provides.
Yeah. And yes, it's peyote, and I've eaten it, and it's a weird trip, dude. I'll tell you that much.
So what I want about a week of my life to be taken off the fucking record, and I want a whole fucking sheet of acid, and I want about 500 milligrams of mezcal. I just want to fucking lose myself for about a fucking week.
I'm never taking food from anyone in this stream.
I'll tell you this right now, Thorne. I am not a prankster. I do not prank people. I think pranking people is bullshit because the first time I did LSD was against my will.
Oh.
I've told people that I've hung out with before that are doing drugs, if you drug me, as soon as I come down from whatever high I'm on, I'm gonna grab the nearest blunt object and beat you to death with it.
No. There's a worse thing you can do.
Yeah, it's like we are beyond not friends. I'm gonna kill you.
You call the Chicago PD.
No, I'm gonna kill. No, I'm gonna beat them.
No, she gonna kill.
No, shut up. I'm gonna beat them to within an inch of their life. Call the Chicago PD and say, "Come get this sack of shit. He needs an ambulance."
Yes. Okay, that's good.
But what if it's a pot brownie?
A what?
A pot brownie.
I said anything.
Who said the pot brownie thing? Was that you, Benny?
Yeah.
All right, so pot brownie. I got a story about pot brownies. I've done a lot of drugs. I'm a fucking piece of shit. That's great. So it's a pot brownie thing. The first time I had pot brownies, the person who did it who cooked them, who baked them, was my best friend. And he's not somebody who can handle alcohol. He can't do any other kind of fucking drugs. But he used to deal acid and all this other kind of shit together.
Yeah.
And he decided to make pot brownies because he'd never been able to take in weed because he has a weird reaction to it. Yeah. He actually has a physical reaction to it. It's weird.
Like an allergy? Almost?
Yeah, it's almost like an allergy, but it's actually like a nerve reaction. His optometrist, of all people, explained it to him. But it was fucking weird. Like so I don't know if anybody here has been to the optometrist, but when you go there and you actually show signs of having a sight problem, they'll blow a puff of air onto your eyeball.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that could include that can include epilepsy.
Yep, it's actually a form of epilepsy. The reaction is a form of epilepsy. It's very minor. It's very minor, but it's a form of epilepsy. So
that is something that the optometrist can actually fucking see and be like, dude, you have an issue. You need to go to a doctor. So.
Exactly. You need to go to a neurologist because you have a form of epilepsy. So like when they puffed the air on his eyeball, when he was in high school, like the second review he had to get glasses, because he didn't have glasses when I met him, because we met in junior high, he got this thing puffed on his eye, and he fucking passed out automatically.
Damn.
I gotta put my phone in, so if there's too much.
It happens in less than 1% of the people that do it. So he's like, all these other fucking reactions I have to these drugs are kind of based on this, especially with alcohol. So he decides to cook some pot brownies to see if he can get the feeling of THC. And because he's a fucking madman, he decides to use twice the amount of butter that you're supposed to use, which retains twice the amount of THC from the marijuana because it rests in the fat.
I like how you pointed that out, and that's actually very true. If you don't do the fucking proper amount of butter or the proper amount, it's got to be butter.
It just
butter. It's all about animal fat.
I'm sorry about like your friend and stuff, but I don't know. But that just sounds so tasty to me. It
actually tasted horrible. It tasted horrible because I'm not a dairy person.
Right.
I can't do dairy a lot. Right. And there are people that are real big dairy people. I'm not a dairy person a lot. So it tasted really rich to me. But I was like, I want to fucking get high because I'm an asshole who just wants to fucking ruin myself. So,
are you vegan?
Vegan? Fuck no. I'll eat all the fucking meat.
You mean just... you mean just regular butter? I thought you meant like canned butter.
People eating tasty animals.
I love all the animals. I want to eat them. But it's so like he bakes these brownies and I eat one. You know, it's like an inch by 2 inches, not very big. I get so fucked up, man. I walk into my friend's room, and this is a basement apartment. We used to call this place the lab. We'd record music there. We'd bring in MCs and DJs. I'd play guitar. Other people would rap and sing, and like all this stuff would fucking happen. And we're fucking wandering around. All of us are fucking like, there's like 4 of us in the apartment. We're all fucking stoned off our fucking brains, but from these brownies. And I walk into my friend's room, and I'm like talking to him. And because I'm so fucking stoned, I decide that because I feel like I want to sit down, there should be a chair behind me. Unfortunately, what is really underneath my ass is thin shed carpeting with cement. I drop onto my ass. I'm like 20 years old, 21 maybe at the most. No, I was a little older than that, actually. 24 probably. God damn it. Anyways, I drop onto my ass, and I fall. And I just like smash like there was a chair there. I couldn't walk right for a month. I crawled across the kitchen that night to the couch in the living room.
Oh.
And I just laid there and I was like, I am not moving until I'm not high anymore. I was not going to do it.
There's not enough drugs that aren't painkillers to make this pain go away. Yeah.
I mean, and I'm fucking stoned off my fucking gourd. But my ass hurts so much that I can't walk right for a fucking month from deciding there's a chair under my ass.
I mean the like the weirdest thing I've done while I was stoned off my ass was I watched 3 to 4 straight hours of Adventure Time, like from episode back to back.
We are from different generations.
We're from different generations, but that's how it worked for me. And for like, it was weird because like I was watching it, and for some fucking reason, my room turned purple.
Whoa!
I don't know what happened. Oh, I remember why. Because it was one of the characters there, Lumpy Space Princess, and she's purple.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, I just looked around my room, and the whole room turned purple.
And the like, Ice King was Cyan. The Ice King is Cyan. I think is her father, right? Am I right?
No, the Ice King was he was actually a scientist, and he met Marceline.
So in Adventure Time, they demonize scientists.
It's actually really sad at the end.
Yeah. God, that show sounds horrible.
No, he was a scientist, but he found a crown. But when he wore the crown, he lost his sanity.
Mm-hmm.
So now, because he wore it so much, he doesn't know who he really is. The only person who knows who he really was Marceline, because as a little kid, when the Great War was happening, that's how Marceline met the Ice King before he lost his sanity.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, it's like a fantasy type show, so
it's really good, even for a kids show. It took on some deep, dark subjects.
Yeah, we're in an age where there's a lot of really good for a kids show cartoons.
Well, there are the good ones, and then you got the shitty ones, like the reboots. Don't even get me started on.
Please don't say. I'm just gonna say it, but Teen Titans Go.
Fuck you.
It's so bad.
It's so horrible.
I hope that Bruce Timm and Paul Dini are rolling in their fucking graves, even though they're not fucking dead.
They're ashamed. It's so.
God, one of them was like, I don't know why would DC do this?
I got a question for you.
How
many people are watching right now?
8.
Probably not. Oh,
8. Oh, okay.
well.
So I need a vote from y'all. Should I go hard liquor or beer right now?
Beer.
Well, hold on. What time is it right now for you?
Midnight. After midnight.
Yeah, beer.
Just go hard liquor. You're not going anywhere.
I'm definitely not. I went to bed at after 7 a.m. yesterday.
Take a shot and then have a beer.
Well, hard liquor is actually a mixed drink, and beer is beer.
My meat space friend, one of my meat space friends is watching.
I love meat space. I love that term. Hear that sound? That's not me urinating. That's
that sounds good.
That is hard liquor that has not been distilled to urine.
No, that was black rum, dark rum.
Please don't pull a Roy.
That was black spiced black magic rum. And the next I'm going to be getting some Svedka.
Roy from viral videos.
Somebody sounds like they're talking through a fucking megaphone.
Hey, shut up! Oh, sorry. Was that me?
Yes.
I just love the clinking of the bottles.
That is Svedka right there. I'm mixing Svedka with black rum. And then I'm going to bring out some juice.
You are really, really, really attempting to get fucked up.
You know, I tried like Monday. I did 2 live streams that totaled up to 5 hours. And it was all about celebrating Jack Kirby turning 100, even though he's dead. Died in 1992. One of the only 2 people who could be considered celebrities in any sort of sense that I wanted to meet. The other one being Frank Zappa. And I found out just a couple of years ago that Frank Zappa and Jack Kirby actually lived next door to each other and smoked cigars together. Oh my fucking God, my mind!
Hey, I got a question. Who was better, Lemmy or God?
Lemmy is a pile of shit and God doesn't exist.
Well, Lemmy was God.
No.
And he died.
No. Lemmy was a mediocre musician who had a lot of personality. And as much as Ace of Spades.
Holy.
Ace of Spades is a perfect hard rock song. It is maybe the most perfect hard rock song. Ace of Spades is fucking phenomenal. But here's the thing. Lemmy was not great. He was not a fucking wise person. He wasn't a great person. He didn't put a lot of thought into anything he did. He even played as a bassist through bullshit for King Crimson. And he wasn't very good at it. I know too much about this.
Can I remind you, you're talking about music with the guy that has a Sublime tattoo once more?
Yeah, you know what? Sublime is bullshit. Anyone who likes Sublime can go fuck themselves.
Hold on.
Okay, got some good songs. Don't be a bit.
Hold on for a sec. I like one song from them. Just one.
I like one song by them too. I don't even remember what it is. You know what the song I like by them is? It's a cover of a cartoon theme. It's not their own song.
Sith, I muted you.
I don't know. What am I doing?
Drinking liquor.
Drinking.
I'm drinking, but I was also talking about things. I'm walking around a room. I'm in my studio right now and I'm walking around the room. I'm not even sitting in a chair.
Sith, unmute yourself. I can't do it for you.
Oh, Sith is muted. Sith?
Sith.
I did it.
Unmute yourself, Sith. Unmute yourself.
If he doesn't know how to unmute himself, god damn it.
Really?
So what you gotta do is you gotta go to the top of the screen and there's this phone symbol. What you do is you look at the phone symbol and you look over on the other side, there's a microphone symbol. The microphone symbol has a cross through it. It's diagonal. There you go. Look, I see it happened. You clicked on it.
No, dickhead. Shut the fuck up. You did.
You know how to work the thing. The
That
technology.
was
You're a youngin. You're a youngin. You don't know how to work the fucking technology.
He's actually not.
I'm probably older than anyone here, though. I imagine.
Yeah, I'm old.
Rula.
I'm an old man.
Balls.
I'm officially over. What the fuck is that? I just saw some kind of weird camera business. What the fuck is going on? So I don't.
Your camera's on again.
Giant thing. Booze.
Death.
I can plug in the camera, but I've got this horrible like I went on this travel to Tennessee. I went to Tennessee, and I went to see the eclipse inside the maximum totality of the eclipse. And I came back and my skin freaked out. I've already got bad skin. It's disgusting. I don't see how anyone would want to be near me. But I got this pimple under my right eye. It's just disturbing.
Well, that's not good.
Honey.
What?
Pimples are bad.
No, use a paste with honey, sugar, and a little bit of water. Just enough to turn it into a sticky paste and put it down.
Maybe.
Oh, I thought you were calling him honey. That's funny.
What?
Shut up.
You shut up. I'm mute.
No, I was joking about the honey thing. I said I thought you called him honey.
Oh, honey, what you need to do is you need to get a poultice. You need to get a poultice and you need to rub it on your skin, right under your eyeball. What you need to do is you need to grip it with your forefinger and your ring finger, and your middle finger will be there. But what you want to do is you don't want to let that in. You don't want the middle finger will pollute it because people drop the F-bombs. They drop the F-bombs with their middle fingers. You don't want to pollute it. You want to do the marriage and you want to do the pointer because the pointer is judgment and the marriage is a commitment. What you want to do is you want to put those two together and you want to put the poultice on your cheek. Wherever the sore is, you want to put it there and it will heal whatever you got going on. I'm sorry.
No.
I don't even know what to say after that. That was fucking hilarious.
I can't follow that. Damn it.
God damn it, Ron Goldman.
I'm goyim as fuck, and I can do this.
Oh my god.
So how do we segue to that? Like,
I don't know. Oh, so you killed the stream.
It's you people that make me question my sanity.
What do you mean by you people? What do you
mean, people?
What do you want to do with your life?
I want to get stoned and make friends.
oh, good idea. Stone.
Those are
Stone
both
is
good
good.
life plans.
I want to reach 160 vaginas that I've put my penis into by the time I've died, as opposed to just 84. That's my goal in life.
Okay. Well, you see, here's the
Very
problem.
specific number.
Here's the problem
I'm
when it
trying
comes
to roughly double what I'm doing. Roughly double it.
Hey, shut up, fucker.
Oh my god.
Too
Shut
much.
up, Grandma.
I figured it out. I figured out my problem with live streams.
What?
If I'm sitting in a chair, it doesn't work. I'm just walking around the room at this point.
I'm lounging on the couch.
That's fine though, because you're pretty. You can totally captivate people. I'm just a skull.
Yes, this is you got the voices though. Right now, all I have is my
Yes,
pizza face.
quite many voices.
She's got the pretty privilege, but she also has a man, so Dun, dun, dun,
She does have
dun.
a feller.
I got a weird question. Anyone remember Tarzan?
Specify?
Well, what do you mean by Tarzan?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I just gotta say,
What?
Like the
No, I
original
was just
show, because no, I wasn't born yet.
What do you
not,
mean?
not,
There was no
The
original show.
no, not the show, the movie.
No. You're all. I don't know if you're forgetting or if you never knew, but Edgar Rice Burroughs.
As
Tarzan.
Tarzan, yeah.
Back about 1906.
Yeah, that's why I
Yes.
said I wasn't born yet. Neither was my parents, and neither was one of my grandparents.
No, I
Yeah.
was talking about the movie, with fucking
Which movie though?
the Disney one.
Stop.
Oh, the Disney Tarzan. Oh, fuck that noise. I
So-
want chair.
I belched.
I thought that this tree surfing thing was a really fucking cool visual, though.
It was. And as an animator, because I've been a professional animator, that was fucking amazing shit.
You know, Tailspin was fucking amazing. But
What? What?
Huh?
Ooh,
Tailspin? Do you guys remember Tailspin? Gummy bears?
You're so pull your mouth away from your microphone a bit.
I was about to
Talk.
say. We already had this discussion, Sith. Damn it.
You're like all up ons. You're all up ons it.
My favorite part of that movie was
Okay.
when Rosie O'Donnell came out and goes, "I feel something happening." No, seriously, Rosie O'Donnell was in there. She played the gorilla. She basically played herself. So.
Yeah. Yeah, she did. She was Turk.
Rosie O'Donnell.
You guys remember Rescue Rangers?
Yes. That's my
I remember
childhood.
all that.
Yes.
I remember Rescue
Rescue
Rangers.
Rangers,
I
that was
remember Gummy
Rescue
Bears. I
Gummy-
remember
What? I know. What-
Studio Toei and
I forget the name of this actor, but but he's the actor that does Winnie the Pooh. He played the grandfather.
he
No, not the
died.
grandfather.
He died about
No, I know
15
that,
years
but-
ago.
I know that, but in Gummy Bears, he played. He was the elder.
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
I know that.
Wizard dude, huh?
Yeah.
No, so Gummy Bears. Here's the thing about this stuff. About 1995, or no, sorry, 1985. Going way back, 1985. And it feels weird to think it's going way back because I was born in 1970 plus 6.
Oh shit, you're older than me.
Oh, I'm old. I'm old, man.
Old ball.
Hi, Grandpa.
Oh, hi, Grandpa. Oh, let me caress your gray nuts. Anyway.
Grandpa, I don't want to go in the basement. I don't want to play with a Wii.
I'm sorry, but I just.
Oh my god, that's us 20 years from now. No, Grandpa, I don't want to play with the Wii. I don't want to play Wii Sports.
Thorn did
That-
something that was a
no,
little
no.
bit provocative to me.
No,
But anyways.
we ain't playing Wii
I think
Sports.
my lamp is broke. Lamp
Your
is
what is
broken.
what?
My lamp is broken. Does no one see me actually trusting the thing?
Why'd you break it?
I saw something. You got a bunch of text on your chest, and it warped, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!"
What does this shirt say? Damn it! I
don't know
can't
what
read
it says.
this shirt.
I don't know what it says, but then I saw your jawline, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!"
Oh, do no harm, but take no shit.
I'm a filthy pervert, but
I'm a filthy pervert.
We're all
Woo!
You're perfect. You're perfect. We're all perfect.
Tokyo movie Shinsha.
I'm just
Did the
not
animation-
like threatening to go around and shove knitting needles into people's dicks. So
Well, I don't like sounding, but I imagine that you were from my presence. I might corrupt to some other things. At any rate,
She said, no, fuck that. You said brain needles and dicks. I'm
take the mic away
afraid.
from your fucking mouth.
sounding. Yes.
I'm afraid. I'm scared.
Excuse me. Can you take the cock out of your mouth? Did your mother ever teach you not to talk with your mouth full, young man?
This guy, this straight Sith male, he's chewing his microphone. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry.
I'm drunk, and this guy's chewing his fucking microphone.
Is that better though?
Yeah,
It's a little bit better.
Yes.
So can I talk about Tokyo Movie Shinsha?
Sure. The only reason I'm doing this is because otherwise nobody could fucking hear me. So go ahead.
Tokyo Movie Shinsha animated the majority of DuckTales. As well, yes. As well as all of the episodes of Gummy Bears. And they're an amazing fucking company as far as animation goes. They're probably the best company in Japanese animation that has existed since the 1950s. And this is from somebody, like, I've been a professional animator. I've animated for television. You can look at my IMDb. I am a corporate piece of shit up until about probably, what is it today? 2017? Yeah, 7 years ago. I was a corporate piece of shit up until about 7 years ago. I was a corporate piece of shit up until about 7 years ago. Yeah.
Part of corporation, man.
Yeah. Sucking that corporate cock.
Mm-hmm.
Doing work for Qualcomm. Doing work for fucking Microsoft. Yeah. Doing work for
I do have
Wild Brain, who did what's that fucking show? Kids. Show for fucking kids. With the fucking dildo creature with the one eye.
The fuck?
Yo Gabba Gabba.
Yes, you got it. Yo Gabba Gabba. I did animation for Yo Gabba Gabba.
Oh my god, really?
I did all kinds of shit. All kinds of stupid, ugly bullshit. For
that
fucking...
show was the bane of my aunt's existence.
You what?
The bane of my aunt's existence because my cousin would watch nothing else.
Because you had a child at that time. Oh,
I will tell you some bad news about DuckTales. They did a reboot and it's just awful.
I don't doubt it. Because you know what was also awful? You know what was also awful? That goddamn superhero show.
Which one?
The Darkwing Duck. That was fucking awful. That was terrible. What? That was fucking awful.
Darkwing Duck was okay. I don't really remember it. I remember DuckTales.
Pretty forgettable.
Yeah, because you're too young.
No, like the worst thing with the reboot, the worst thing with it is Scrooge McDuck. He is not even Scottish. The person who does it, he can't even do. The person who does his voice can't even do a Scottish accent. It's horrible. Watch it for yourself. It will make your ears hurt.
I won't.
It was bad. Just bad.
Speaking of bad voice actors,
tries to do it.
Speaking of voice actors, does anybody remember how bad the voice actors for X-Men was?
I do.
Yes.
The 1990s X-Men.
So here, you like that cartoon? It's actually really bad, but it's still good somehow.
Wait. Thorn.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Thorn.
I don't understand why I like it, because everything about it is bad.
Thorn.
Stop it. No yelling.
It's danger time.
Thorn.
Anyway. What?
I was in a perfect low E. Thorn.
I'm definitely going to be avoiding, what is it, Death Note? Netflix like Death Note.
I watched it.
I watched the first episode. Oh, God. What the fuck? It's so bad.
Thorn?
What? Everybody shut up. What?
No, the live action.
Thorn.
Lib, shush. What?
The live action one?
Benny, shut up.
What?
Thorn.
Speak.
You're what, 29 years old?
30.
30. So you were born the year that X-Men reaches peak in comic books.
Yep.
Fall of the Mutants. 1987.
Pretty much, yeah. That was like the downslide.
After that was the downslide. They hit Australia and then Crapola. And here's the thing. The 1990s X-Men show tried to bank on the best parts of Chris Claremont's era while not paying reverence to what he did methodically. They didn't want to deal with the idea of building a narrative over a period of a decade. They just wanted to hit the high points of Dark Phoenix, romance, Wolverine, Nightcrawler being Catholic.
Right. More Nightcrawler being Catholic. All of the Nightcrawler being Catholic.
Yes, they did not want to deal with the idea that it took 17 years to build that mythology.
But I agree with you, which is why I don't understand why so many people like it.
That's exactly my point. You're someone who was born in an era where you should have loved it.
No, I watched it as a kid and I loved it, and I watched it as an adult and I'm just like, this is garbage. Why did I like this?
It's hyper garbage. And if you go back and if you fucking read the 1975 to 1992 run of X-Men in the comic books, you'll realize that the X-Men TV show was fucking garbage. It was junk. It was a dumpster fire.
Uh-huh.
It was a wet deuce on the face
Oh, what part?
of all that had come before it.
And everybody loved it.
And everybody loved it. You got a whole fucking generation of people like, oh, God, that woke me up to liberal ideals. Oh, that's maybe a little bit fine. I don't know. Broken Heart Liberal, what do you think?
I wasn't around. I mean, I don't think I saw that. I was mainly grew up on the the live action stuff.
Oh, so you're young. You're young.
He's a baby.
I'm a bit younger, yeah.
No, I'm the baby.
No,
Who's
Benny is the baby in this stream, but Lib's not far behind.
Give me
Wait,
birth years. Come on.
97.
Christ.
Me too.
Christ.
Hey, at least
the youngest woman I have had sex with is 1990.
Do you feel proud of yourself?
It's not pride. I'm just fucking counting what's happening.
This is I can't speak.
I don't know why you can't speak. I didn't say anything provocative.
No, I just realized that that's how you measure everybody's age. I'm the youngest thing you suck your dick in.
Mouth, vagina, whatever.
That's what I found funny. Sorry.
No, it's the thing. I don't have a barrier. I'm a pervert. I'm a fucking pervert.
It does sound like
you can
he
be a
swings both
pervert if
ways.
you want to.
You're contributing to the degeneracy of our
Yeah,
society.
Degeneracy is a good thing. It's a good thing. Degeneracy is positive.
Yeah. But Broken Heart. There is one thing I wanted to say to you earlier. 'Cause
Hey,
you mentioned
I'm all good and happy. Whatever your sexual preference is, as long as it doesn't involve kids, I'm good.
Sith, how dare you interrupt me? Anyway, you brought up Death Note, the live action one that just came out on Netflix. The only thing I can say I liked about it was how they designed Ryuk.
Okay.
Yeah, fair.
Because
Who's that? Who's that? What kind of role does he play?
Ryuk is the god of death for Death Notes, because each Death Note has a different death god. And Ryuk,
Rike.
Yeah.
Rike, right? Rike?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, all right. I studied Japanese for 4 years.
So, I like the design of how they did him. That's the only thing I can say. The rest of it sucks because it's not even placed in Japan. It's placed in Seattle.
Jesus.
The characters' names are completely changed. The characters' names are completely changed, especially the main character. The main character's name was Light Yagami. Now, in the Netflix movie, his name is Light Turner. The whole premise, the whole premise of the whole entire story changes. because in the original manga, he doesn't freak out when he meets Reed. He doesn't.
Right.
In the movie, he cries like a little bitch for like 5 straight minutes because he was freaking the fuck out.
I was reading that he's basically like an emo kid.
He's like an emo. How they portrayed him in the movie, in the Netflix series. Like he's like this moody, edgy, like teenager. But like in the anime, he's just this kid who wants to try to clean the world of all of like the murderers and all that and all the
bad thing, yeah,
evil in the world.
So a Puritan asshole.
Yeah.
Yes.
The worst thing that they did.
No bang sex with the ladies or the boys.
The worst thing that they did with the movie was they completely changed one of the characters in there. One of the characters was named L. He was this very, very pale, lanky dude who was addicted to candy, who's like addicted to sugar and everything. What they did in the movie was gave that role to a black dude. Mm-hmm. Completely changed the race
because diversity, right? I'm guessing.
Yeah. Diversity, yeah.
Diversity,
so we're gonna make the Asian character white and the other Asian character black because diversity. Because that makes sense. Like, I'm not one to complain about like whitewashing, but this was some serious bullshit.
And where it was.
I haven't watched this shit, but here's a weird thing. Like, I've been consuming anime and manga since about 1986. Precisely. Congratulations.
But that does bring up the question.
I've been consuming. I've been consuming this shit since a very early age. And what a lot of people don't realize, there's two factors to this, is that whitewashing as such has existed from the beginning of anime and manga being pushed into the United States. You look at people like Adam Warren, who was one of the first accepted manga artists.
All of it.
From the West.
It doesn't matter at this point. Like, why should that be a thing?
Why should that be a thing?
No, people are bitching for no fucking reason.
No, just let me finish.
Okay.
I've been consuming this shit for over 30 years. And the thing that people don't understand when it comes to the mainstream is that a lot of what comes out of manga and anime is meant to be nods to influences from the West. It's not meant to be Japanese exclusively.
I'm not even Japanese.
It's just not.
But this does bring up a good question. What's worse, Death Note or the Dragon Ball movie?
Which Dragon Ball movie? There's been 5.
The live action one.
Oh, I have never watched that. I've never
watched
that. It's. No, the Dragon Ball movie is still horrible. It really fucking is.
I watched the original Dragon Ball in Japanese.
Yeah.
And it was fucking amazing. Not even Dragon Ball Z. Before
the original one.
Dragon Ball.
Was a kid. Yeah.
Dragon Ball. Fucking amazing.
I want more of that. That was fun.
The young Goku era is the shit.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to be cosplaying as the Ox King.
I mean, the thing is, usually also in Japanese, like the voice acting is so much better because when they hire like English voice actors, they're shit usually.
Yeah, they're
like really shit.
In most cases,
we could do all stream and how bad English dubs are.
Some of them are great though. The Akira, the original
English dub one was they were so off key.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
No, I thought they did a really good job. It's not going to be perfect.
The English dub of it was so off. It was so off. Like none of it matched up.
No, it was off. It was off as far as like hitting the beats, but it was on as fuck as far as hitting the themes.
Yeah.
All the themes. Kaneda, Tatsuo, like I watched that shit in the theater in fucking 1990.
Oh, Fucking love
Midnight Matinee. I watch this shit.
But
I'm also playing
You know,
bass guitar.
I know it's
There's
really
also-
friggin' loud.
there is something that I did find out that was really. There was something recently I did that was really cool for me. I actually met Chris Sabat, and
What?
yeah, I met him.
Hmm.
How I met him was I went to. There's a convention I always go to. It's like an anime convention, and I was outside of the hotel room just talking to a few people, and a guy who I met through the convention, we were chit chatting for a little bit. He goes inside for, I'd say, like 20 minutes, went to the bathroom, whatever. He comes out. His eyes are wide open. He just looks at me and goes, dude, you'll never believe who's at the bar right now. I go, who's at the bar? Chris Sabat is at the bar right now. Dude, go over there, get a picture with him before he leaves. So that's what I did. I went up to Chris Sabat and I asked for a picture, and he legit grabbed my phone, turned on the camera, and took a selfie with me.
What?
Yeah, I have a picture of it, and it was really cool because I was wearing my contacts. I have these cool. I have these like color changing contacts. It was that I was wearing that night, and he actually complimented me on my contacts. He really liked them.
What kind of color change? Come on, bring it.
Well, they were white contacts, but they had like a little black outline to them. He really liked them. He complimented me on them. And my other friend who had a book that had a picture of Goku on it, he takes the book, takes a Sharpie, X's out Goku, and says "fuck Goku" on the front of it.
Goku's a shit though. Goku's a good guy.
He is.
But the thing is, he did that because he's Vegeta. Just to fuck with people. So he tried to stay true to his character.
I do love him. He's a funny guy.
Yes, amazing dude. He actually liked the picture I posted on Twitter after the convention, which was pretty cool.
That's awesome. I have a friend who friend's a weird word in these days and ages, whatever. I have a friend from New Jersey who walks dogs for a living. Does a lot of toy photography, but he does lots of custom builds for toys. And he got the guy who does the one of the fucking Power Rangers, and I can't help the Black Ranger. Black Ranger from the 90s.
He played as, you said?
No, he did a custom action figure of the Black Ranger.
Oh,
and he did it in the really skeezy hipster style, where he's like hanging out in a back fucking street with like fucking cans of fire flaming and junked fucking cars and all this fucking hardcore shit. And the guy who played the Black Ranger was all up on his shit. I was really proud of him.
Black Ranger.
Yeah, it's really fucking cool. I don't know. God, I'm drunk.
Mm-hmm. I met Chase Masterson.
Who's Chase Masterson?
Chase Masterson is... Oh, God. I'm so tired. You're drunk. I'm exhausted. She was in The Flash, and also she's from Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Lita.
Who?
Lita. Deep Space Nine.
No.
She's a secondary character, but she was actually super, super fucking cool.
Mm.
And normally you're supposed to pay for autographs. She gave me a free one. So that was kind of cool.
Did you want to pull off her leotard?
No, but she was wearing a sequined, like a really cool sequin dress that looked like it weighed like 50 freaking pounds. Like the thing was packed with beads.
Do you want to remove that?
No. She's not my type, but she's very pretty.
Okay. I'm reduced to horror mode. Because I've been a man whore.
MC says no one remembers Thunderbird. Freaking Thunderbird. Oh my god. Wasn't he in... Didn't he die almost immediately in the comics?
I don't even know who that is.
He was like a Native American stereotype character.
Oh, Thunderbird. Thunderbird in the X-Men. Yeah, 1975. All new, all different. Yeah, Thunderbird died. Here's the reason why Thunderbird died. If one were to permit me to exalt my knowledge of comic book trivia upon the masses who, 4 deep, 8 deep, whatever, watch that thing. I don't fucking know. Anyways, Thunderbird was a Native American character. The first thing that he was attributed in showed him wrestling a bison down to the ground in rural Montana. And it was a very sort of typical, what one might consider in the contemporary usage of the word, racist depiction. But in 1975, it was very reverent, considering the fact that in 1974 to 1976, there was a Dakotas era. I can't remember which Dakota it was because I wasn't born fucking yet. Standoff between the federal government and Native Americans who lived on reservations. So it was very bold to put a Native American character into a mainstream comic book that was existing under the Comics Code in any sort of fashion. And the only reason why Thunderbird died in the comic books was because a Canadian was scheduled to become the next artist on X-Men, and that was John Byrne. Dave Cockrum, who created the basis for Wolverine, was going to quit the comic book because he was a hipster douchebag. And even though I love Dave Cockrum and he's influenced my artwork quite a bit, he was a hipster asshole. John Byrne came on, and John Byrne was from Canada. And he was like, well, I'm going to promote the first Canadian superhero into stardom as much as I can, along with Chris Claremont, who was from the UK. And these are the people who shaped the X-Men. You get a guy from the UK, and you get a guy from Canada, and they created the Phoenix Saga. They created the mythos behind Wolverine. They created all this other fucking shit. They weren't Americans.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Fox banked on to create everything that was good about any of the movies they made. Was this guy from the UK and the guy from Canada.
Well, and also, I mean, a bunch of actors aren't from the United States either. Like, we have Captain America, who's from who's from Canada or whatever.
Goddamn Canadians.
Oh, doubt it.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's.
Yeah, the actor who does Captain America is Canadian.
Jackman is from fucking Australia.
Yeah, I was gonna mention the X. Yeah, I mean, he did his last movie, so we'll have to see who, how. I guess his daughter or whatever takes over, but.
It's not his real daughter though.
Spoiler.
Clones.
If nobody knows like the origin of X-23, like, come on now. It's not a spoiler anymore. Come on now. It's far enough back.
That shit takes back to like Nyx, which Nyx came out in like 2003, 2002.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been following X-23 since she was created, so I love that character.
Yeah, I don't. But I'm a jerk. I hate clones. I think that part of the thing that was a problem with the 1990s was the Spider-Man clone saga.
Yeah, they're horrible. She's the only one that works. Because she's not a perfect clone.
I got off of Wolverine with Bone Claws, though. Like 1993 or something. Bone Claws. I was just like, no. Bone Claws are stupid. Because he had cybernetic housings in their arms and Also,
Well,
technology, sci-fi shit, and then somebody was like,
hold
bone
on.
claws because
Wolverine did have fucking claws originally, and they were bone. And
No, they
then he
weren't.
had,
No.
Canon.
So here's the thing. Len Vane and Gil Kane created Wolverine. And that was 1974. And it was based off of a pitch by Dave Cockrum to DC Comics that was rejected for Legion of Superheroes. That was rejected. Dave Cockrum brought it to Marvel, and the guy at Marvel was like, well, we need to make some new fucking changes because of all our shit's fucking tired. Because from 1967, 68 through about 74, Marvel and every other fucking comic book was experiencing some fucking tired-ass bullshit where they couldn't sell a fucking thing. As far as popular media is concerned, right?
Yes.
And the editor was like, run with what you got. And what they had was a character who could fight against the Incredible Hulk, which was Incredible Hulk 181 to 182, which had Wolverine in it. And originally, Gil Kane and Len Vane conceptualized the claw element of Wolverine to be in his gloves. They weren't even supposed to be in his arms. They were supposed to be gadgets in fucking gloves. And then John Byrne came along and was like, well, let's do cybernetic housings so we can play the experiment thing and play with the sort of science fiction. I can't remember some fucking authors that were referencing because I'm drunk. But yeah, there were some authors that were referencing. From science fiction. From not from comic books, from actually novels that they were referencing. We're like, well, let's make him a science fiction character where he's experimented on by the government and he's given these other things because he has healing powers. He's given an adamantium skeleton and claws because he can actually deal with it because he's got healing powers. And then somebody was like, well, let's take his claws and adamantium away because of Magneto, and then we'll fuck him over. And then the next person who came along that was like, well, we can't get rid of the claw gimmick because everyone associates Wolverine with claws. So let's give him claws again, but they're bones.
But still, hands down, Deadpool is the best thing that came from Weapon X, period.
Bullshit! Brazilians.
You really are drunk.
I'm drunk, yes. But yes, bullshit. Bullshit.
We do.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Deadpool's awesome.
Deadpool has become awesome. Deadpool has become awesome.
Okay.
Deadpool has become awesome, but Rob Liefeld did not create Deadpool awesome.
No, he did not.
No.
No, he was the bad character.
Deadpool was terrible. Deadpool was a parody of Deathstroke from DC.
Well, he's always been a parody of Deathstroke.
No, he has not. He became, after Jeff Loeb and a couple of other people, he became his own fucking thing, which became a parody of comic books.
Wade and Slade, they're the same guy, basically.
No. Slade is way too self-serious.
And he wasn't as funny.
What?
I said he was not as funny.
No, he was not, because he was way too self-serious.
Yeah. No, that's my point. I'm with you, bro.
He's just way too self-serious.
And
they took Deadpool and turned him into a giant, like, this is going to be an endless taking the piss out of everything meme. That is what Deadpool has been since about 1995.
Yeah, basically.
That reminds me, there was that stunt woman that died on the set for Deadpool 2.
Oh, yeah, I read about that. You know why she died?
She was Because she was new.
No, because she's not a stunt woman. She's a racer.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a great racer, but here's the thing. It's not the same fucking thing. And there's even the other stuntmen on the scene were just like, she's gonna get hurt because she's not really well equipped to handle this type of thing. But no, they had to keep the black female stunt woman because diversity hire. And now she's dead. So how's that for your diversity hire?
Wait, seriously?
Yes.
Yes.
No, they got her off of qualifications. It's stupid.
No, her background was racing, not stunts.
She had never done a set before.
Yeah.
They said she was still training or something like that, like while doing the thing, while filming and stuff like that.
Some great things can come out of that shit. Most of the time, it ends up in fucking tragedy.
Hence, yeah.
Yes. Like, if these professional stuntmen were saying that this is going to be a problem, she's not skilled enough, they should have listened to them.
Somebody actually, the person who went to the article, they actually quit because of it, supposedly. So.
Like, it's not about your fucking feelings. It's a person's life.
And I mean, the other thing is also that, like, this kind of brings up, like, applications of, like, essentially blackface, because that's what, like, stunt people would do before. You know, usually they would put on, like, some kind of blackface, and so they could actually match the character and stuff like that.
Anybody look into the
blackface? It's more or less trying to equal the character they're trying to play.
It's a body double type thing. It's not like a minstrel show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So has anybody looked into the thing about the Lord of the Flies remake that's supposed to be all female?
Oh,
that's not gonna work.
All the feminists are like, oh, they're all gonna get along and put everything all together, something like that. Forgetting that, you know, feminism has been infighting since, like, the beginning.
So, fuck spoilers. I wonder what's gonna happen when they get to the part of the script where the fat chick's supposed to be crushed by a boulder.
Right?
Ladies, have you ever read Lord of the Flies?
Piggy gets it by a boulder, you stupid.
And then there's all the younglings that get, like, burned to death or whatever in one of the forest fires.
No, oh god.
That's right. And then the one kid, are we going off of the movie or are we going off of the book?
Book.
Okay. Who knows?
The movie
actually
was a bastardization of it.
Mm-hmm.
I only vaguely remember the movie, but the book I remember a bit better.
Yeah, the movie was absolute shit.
I like completely forgot the movie. I guess it must have been bad.
Yeah, like 87.
I know, but I watched a lot of old movies at one point. I just binged them, but I only really remember a few of them. So it must not have been that good.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
That's like the thing. I remember weird movies because a lot of them I just forget. But for whatever reason, I'll forget something like Lord of the Flies, but then remember Super 8.
Because it's
Super 8 wasn't bad.
I don't know. I really don't know. I liked it. I don't know.
Super 8 was the alien, right?
The alien and the kids filming it on the film camera. Yeah.
So
that was pretty decent.
Yeah, it was decent.
Not
movies, the Cocoon movies.
Huh?
What?
Cthulhu movies?
You guys remember Cocoon?
Bullshit movie. I remember it coming out. It was terrible.
That was an awful movie, but they were actually kind of great at the same time.
It's the Terra good.
Wilford Brimley was in it. It was terrible.
I'm Wilford Brimley. I
watched Cocoon and remember myself laughing a lot and realizing that I'm not supposed to be laughing in these parts.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt too.
Anyway,
guys, I'm gonna go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Night.
I will see you on the next few streams.
Okay, see you, Seth.
Night, Seth.
All right, bye, guys.
My goodness.
But yeah, that's how I feel about certain
Oh, thank God
movies,
that
especially
fuckboy
certain.
left.
Betty.
Oof.
Oh, I'm so
trying to think
tired.
what
I'm
rails,
trying to
actually.
think about more movies that are like that. The reason I like Super 8 is like I had a certain idea of what I wanted out of the movie when I went, and I saw it, and I got exactly what I was looking for.
That's a sad statement, honestly.
That's not a sad statement. It's always good to not be fucking disappointed.
No, disappointment is never a good thing. But here's the other side of it. The other side of it is that you're expecting something. Your expectations were met.
It was a huge disappointment, like me.
I mean, if it's
Well, no.
serviceable.
Yeah, it was exactly what I was looking for. If it had been more than that, that would have been fantastic.
From the same year, and I know we discussed this earlier in Twitter. Ugh,
Yes.
Twitter. Ooh. You know what you can't do with Twitter? You know what you can't do with Twitter?
What?
Guess. Guess. What can't you do with
Have
Twitter?
an actual conversation?
Almost.
It's
That's
really
almost what I was
annoying.
thinking of. I think I'm too much of a pervert. You can't rub Twitter on your junk.
I mean,
Well,
if you're
I
on your
could.
phone, technically you could.
I don't think so. Because it's not going to react properly. There's just going to be contact information like the tips of your finger.
I mean,
the
look,
only way to
I
do
mean,
it
if you
would be
keep
to
the
find Jack. Find Jack and rub your junk all over him.
If you keep your vibrate on, I mean,
I don't.
Okay, Opal.
I've done artwork for Ian Miles Chong, and since then I do not keep my vibrate on my phone.
set your cell phones to vibrate, and your vibrator is to cell phone mode.
Yeah, I could just if I really want to do, I could just put it on vibrate and set it on my taint, and I would have orgasms constantly. But I'm not going to do that because it's bad. It's bad.
Call my therapist.
Oh my God.
Tell him he's a rich man.
I could have prostate orgasms, and I
Okay, I think we should stop this.
You have to shove that.
It has a mind of its
deep.
own.
But what I was
Christ.
going to come to is this.
You were gonna come to something, yeah?
Yes.
How about a point?
I was going to come to a point. Yes. And that is that if something doesn't challenge your preconceived notions of whatever the fuck you're experiencing, you're not experiencing something that is great.
Like
You're experiencing something that is
by rubbing your phone on your tank.
passable. Passable. You're experiencing something that's passable.
It wasn't even passable. It was actually quite enjoyable. I don't really like movies that are just passable. I kind of forget them, and
I think from the same year, I think that The Adventures of Tintin is a far better film. Because it entertains and it challenges.
I think I saw like
it was better.
last half of that movie.
I don't know.
What?
That movie was weird.
Which Tintin?
Yeah.
Adventures of Tintin?
Super
because
8 got me thinking afterward, which was nice.
Tintin's roots are in the fucking 1920s. It's before Nazis existed. And that's a huge fucking deal.
The Adventures of Tintin. Tintin goes to Auschwitz.
Oh.
Panic!
Fuck.
You have Benny in the stream. Somehow the Holocaust is going to be brought up.
Oh.
Fucking what's his name's law?
Okay. First off, he said before Nazis were made, so I had to make a joke.
No, I hear that. I'm just trying to be real here. Because I love cinema. I love cinema. I don't care what fucking era it comes from. One of my favorite people in the entire universe is Orson Welles, and he's been fucking dead forever, since 1986. He died. The last role that Orson Welles had was in Transformers the movie, 1986.
Yes, it was. I was about to say he was Unicron, and he died before I was born. He's been dead longer than I've been alive.
And I love that role. I love Unicron. I love Transformers the movie, 1986. I love that. But I also like. I think that F for Fake. I think that A Touch of Evil. I think that his interpretation of The Trial by Franz Kafka. I think all of these movies are fucking great. I don't think Citizen Kane is great. I think all the other things he did was great a lot for the most part.
I didn't.
Ooh.
Yeah, I didn't really like Citizen Kane. It was just kind of. I don't know. It just.
I don't think it ages well.
No, I guess not.
I think Maltese Falcon ages more appropriately than Citizen Kane does.
Citizen Kane is boring as hell.
Yeah.
It's so boring. I finally got around to watching it, and I'm just like, why is this considered the best movie of all time?
Yeah.
The person that said this is the best movie of all time is a retard.
Yep.
Or just really fucking old.
Or really up their own ass. Really far up their own ass.
You know it's a really great old movie? Lawrence of Arabia.
It's a good movie.
Oh, yeah.
And Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
The original Frankenstein.
The original one was the first full-length cinematic feature ever made.
Yes, it was. And it was also the first one that had a warning in the theaters.
Yes.
Because in the first showing, a woman had a heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do have a question for
Thorn.
Otha. Since you were an animator, yes. You must know a lot of, different types of animators.
Yep.
What's your opinion on Ralph Bakshi?
I love Ralph Bakshi.
I love the movies. I do love his movies.
Here's the thing. I don't like his method all the time. I don't.
Right.
But I think that he is a high artist in the medium in a way that no other animator has ever existed. There's honestly never been, not even Hayao Miyazaki, not even him, has existed in the same realm of Bakshi, as far as bringing a point to his work. And that's important to me.
Yeah. One of my favorite movies by him was Wizards.
Wizards is fucking fantastic. I saw Wizards for the first time. I saw Wizards in 1980, just a few years after it was released, because it was released the same year as Star Wars, 1977. I saw it in 1980 as a double feature with the band's Last Waltz in a movie theater in downtown Minneapolis, when downtown Minneapolis is fucking gritty as fuck. But yeah, I saw that as a double feature with the Last Waltz, and it changed my fucking life. I was only 5 years old. Like, that movie fucked my fucking mind up. And it's a lot of the reason why I am the human being I am today.
Because you can agree, back then they had different standards of like what was considered like kids movies. But Ralph Bakshi,
my mother took me to it. My mother collected records.
Because your mom probably looked at it like, oh, this looks like a kids movie. I'm gonna take my son to this.
No. That's not what it was. So, 1979-ish, 3 or 4 years old, I told my mother, I want comic books. Mm-hmm. My mother handed me a stack of books, a stack of digest-style magazine format things. 2 issues of Heavy Metal, which had Enki Belial issues of the story compartmentalization. What the fuck? Serialization. Yes, that word. Had serialization of Enki Belial's Immortal series, which had Egyptian gods with their fucking blue tits out. Oh my god. What does that do to a fucking 4-year-old's brain? On top of that,
this explains many things about you.
Yeah, I'm a pervert. I'm a filthy fucking pervert.
Socialized at an early age.
Yeah. And on top of that, I got the second issue, it's issue 0 of Zap Comics, which was drawn by Robert Crumb. And then there was the first issue of Cheech Wizard, which is done by Van Baudet. I don't know if you know who Van Baudet is, but whatever. Graffiti artwork goes a lot to Van Baudet. So yeah, I got a lot of these weird fucking things from my mom because she dealt in a lot of illegal substances. I don't want to fully explain it because she still has a real legitimate job.
Do Do you blame your mom for making you a pervert? Is that what you're
Blame?
telling us?
I don't blame anyone for anything. I'm a fucking filthy pervert and I love it. I love every fucking minute of it.
You know, someone's got to take a clip of this and use it against you at one point.
And I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. I got pans and fires and I've got all this other fucking shit that I'm doing. And you know what? I don't care what anyone fucking thinks about me.
This heterosexual man preaches about how he loves to be a pervert.
Yeah,
This
absolutely
is disgusting.
Yeah, my mother fucking raised me to be a fucking pervert. That's good shit. That's good. I'm fine with it. I don't fucking care.
Did your mom buy you all the Playboys you wanted?
No, here's the thing my mom did. She made sure that when I became of age, that when she realized that, oh, my son in 5th grade is growing facial hair and he's getting into fights, you know what he needs? He needs to see fucking pussy. She put a bunch of Penthouses and Club Magazine and Playboy issues that dated back to the 70s all the way up to the mid-1980s where I was growing up, right? She put that shit in a closet that she knew that I would find. She didn't say a word about it. I got to jerk off to all the best fucking magazines when I was hitting puberty because my mom was like, this is great. And you know what happened? I went and got in fights with fucking people in the suburbs, adults and shit, beating the shit out of fucking adults who were trying to fucking fuck with me and fucking their girlfriends. Like all the, oh my God, I'm saying all this horrible shit. Whatever.
You're drunk. Yeah. You're drunk. It's your excuse.
I don't have a fucking excuse. I don't need a fucking excuse. I'm a human being. People forget the fact that we have people like Genghis Khan in our fucking history. You know what Genghis Khan did? He united the fucking...
Genghis, not Genghis.
Whatever. He fucking united the planet under the fucking rule of his fist and his dick.
Isn't there like this like thing that's like... What was it? It was like every person from... What, like Mongolia or something has some bloodline to Genghis Khan?
No, it's like 14% of the human population. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Right.
This guy got down to a lot of deep dicking, even if he was a small dick motherfucker. He did a lot of shit. This Genghis Khan.
I'm gonna wrap up the stream. I'm just gonna go. I'm really tired, so right. I'm gonna end the broadcast before I actually. We can keep talking, but I feel like I'm gonna fall asleep. So
no, do it.
Alrighty. Good night, folks in the chat.
Are there folks in the chat?
There's 6 people. Bye.
Oh, goodness.